Okay, hello, bitch. The last couple videos that I have had have been talking about this Nature Boy documentary and also red pill content and how it has really damaged the black community when it comes to black men. Okay.
And let me say this about these fucking cows, okay? Red pill content is not destroying black men when it comes to black women. Black men don't have to accept these women being 2 and 3 times the size of us. We don't have to accept these women keep talking about white supremacy, but then turn around and using all of these systems against us to destroy our household and turn our fucking kids against us. Listen, the system has replaced black American women with artificial intelligence, okay? The era of the black American woman being the house wench of the corporate society is over. They don't need you no more. They have artificial intelligence, okay? That's why they changed these rules and regulations with DEI, even though that primarily benefited white women, okay? They don't need you to be the bad wench anymore, okay? They have the Latinas and the Asians now who are more cooperative, okay? So the issue is black men are not tolerating this disrespect and they're learning to walk away, okay? And this is a message to all black men. Get your own apartment, your own car, your own income, and don't tolerate disrespect.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers that's teaching the truth and sincerity across the 4 corners of the earth. Shalom to those who elect the 1/3 sincere listeners. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai being the name of his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This gospel, this truth, kingdom of heaven and salvation is for the Israelites and the Israelites only, who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the ones scattered abroad that may look like the other nations. Alright, but your spirit resonates with this truth. You're more than most likely an Israelite, going back to one of the 12 patriarchs, through bloodline, through lineage. Alright, on your father's side. Pretty much just wanted to do a response to this clip, about Eve, right, talking about so-called black men and saying red pill content is ruining black households or relationships between black people, or between man and woman, black men and black woman, so to speak. And it's just, I just want to add my 2 cents because I agree with this Jake says, but pretty much to add on to what he was saying is that you women are mad that the lies are no longer working. Everything's being exposed, right? Your true nature is being exposed on how you act, who you really are, what you're really about, and really it's not even just the red pill. It started with the Hebrew Israelites, okay? And they took the Hebrew Israelites talking point and used it for their own, okay? And yeah, red pill, you could say it's CIA back, but there was a lot of good things that came out of red pill, okay? It pretty much put you on game to women, how they are, what to expect, you know what I mean, their nature, all of that stuff, and pretty much have you be privy to the bullshit and the games that they play. And so because men are aware of that stuff now, women are mad, the games aren't being able to be ran as much, you know what I'm saying? But so be it, man. Everything is going to be exposed. Everything is coming to the light, you know what I mean? Simple and plain. Like the man said, Esau don't need you anymore. Esau don't need your wench services anymore. But you'll die for Esau anyways. But it is what it is. I'm not even gonna make this too long, honestly. I have a few scriptures lined up. Yeah, you guys already know. So this is Genesis 3 and 15. It says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman. All right, at enmity. You can get that word. Enmity is defined as deep-seated, active, and often mutual hatred, hostility, or ill will between people. Okay, and that's exactly what we have. The so-called black man and the so-called black woman, Southern Kingdom, have towards each other. Now I'm sure it does apply to the Northern Kingdom as well, the Hispanic, the Northern tribes, that's the Native American, Northern, the Native American tribes and the Latin tribes. However, Judah, this Kingdom of Judah, was gonna feel this one a bit more, because if you look at those the Northern tribes, they still have a family unit, so to speak. There's a little bit, more of a family structure. Don't get me wrong. There's enmity between them and them Latin women. They doing wickedness too. Don't get it twisted. They're not off the hook. All right. But, Esau had to find a way to divide us. And he did it through colorism, so to speak. Right? Anyways. So we have a mutual hatred towards, it's not like we want to hate, but it just is what it is. As a nation, the men are not getting along with the women and vice versa. Does that mean that there's not black couples, black families, whatever? That doesn't mean that. But there is there is a sense of hatred, I guess. Like, nigga, you should have got us out of this mess. If you're so strong, you should have been able to get us out of this mess. Like, it's your fault. It's your fault. You know what? I'm just going to side with the white man. That's our woman's mentality. They only look at you as a piece of meat anyway. They only want you as a piece of meat. They don't look to you in high regard in terms of real knowledge and wisdom. They like the white man's wisdom. Right? His indoctrination. And I'll put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. And that's what we got right now. We're enemies, so to speak. Deuteronomy 20:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Right? So this was the curses, Deuteronomy 28:15 on down, that was going to befall upon the Israelites. So it said that his eye will be evil toward his brother and toward his wife. Okay? And we continue to read on, right? It says children as well, which he shall leave. Okay, so that was a curse that was going to befall upon us, but, as well, fatherless homes, fatherless children. All right, verse 55. So, but not only would the man going to hate the wife, let's read on, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of the children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing. Salakia, nothing in him, in the siege and in the straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. Okay, so verse 56 now says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. So it goes back to Genesis 3:15. And like I said, it was going to be a mutual hatred for each other, Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. and toward the young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. All right, so that was but fall upon us, and we're living this right now. All right, and Micah 7:10, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God Yahweh? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Okay, so our women are our enemies right now, and it is what it is. You're probably sleeping with the enemy. It is what it is. Obviously, you don't, whatever. The Lord have mercy on her, and she's a good, good, tolerable demon. So be it. The Lord's have mercy on that. You know what I mean? But overall, man, you're dealing with spirits, man. You're dealing with demons, and really, we cannot turn the tides. We cannot change the way people are. We got to be the change we want to see in the world. So we cannot force our women to be better. This is all they know. All they know is America, Babylon the Great, the West, feminism, democracy, Esau, Edom in rulership, blonde weave. You know what I'm saying? This is all they know, bro. Okay? So we cannot be the ones to change the tides. We got to wait on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to do that. Okay? Psalms 110:3 says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. Right. Our people are only going to want to get down with this truth and this walk when they see the power that the Lord is going to bestow upon his elect. When they see the spiritual power, when they're seeing men, Israelite men, do impossible things in the times to come. That's when they're going to believe and want to get down with you. And it's like I said about Elder Malak, he calls it irreverent respect. You see what I'm saying? So they respect you irreverently. You know what I'm saying? And we can get that irreverent respect meaning. Irreverent means showing a lack of expected respect, honor, or seriousness toward people, traditions, or beliefs that are usually held in high regard. Okay? So it's going to be a lack of that, but it's still going to be respect. Right? Because they don't have the faith. That's really what it comes down to. It's still respect. It's just a lack of it. You see what I'm saying? Showing a lack of expected respect. They'll still give you the respect, but it's a lack of it. It's irreverent because they really don't believe. See what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. Stay strong to the kingdom. Shalom to the next one.